Hello, ladies. How are you? Let's come together and have a little girl powwow, shall we? All right. So, relationships. Trying to fix my pillow here. Okay. Relationships. Okay, so as you know, things have changed. Okay. By the way, you can see the vibrant, gorgeous, vibrant color. And the pink underneath, which is spectacular. Yes, the name of this unit is, sorry, I'm interrupting myself as usual. This is Outraze Kylie, Kiely, and the color is Purple Peach Melt, in case you were interested in its gorgeousness. Okay, so anyway, relationships. Okay, so we're gonna be raw. Okay, let's get really raw. So nowadays, things have drastically changed where women have no qualms. And I'm not attacking, this is factual. Okay. Women have no qualms about meeting a guy and 5 minutes later spreading her legs open for him. That is how we are nowadays. All right. It's shocking to me because I've never done that. I did not grow up in a generation where that was normal. It's weird to me. It's pretty degrading. And the reason, self-degrading, because you are a gem. You are like a gemstone. You are a gemstone. And you don't give gemstones to everybody. Okay. You have to know that your body is special. You are special. And because you are special, you only give yourself to special people. You don't give it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry who said hello to you. All right. So when you think you're being so open, we've talked about this before, when you think you're being so open and you're being so, what's the word? This feminist movement, which is so toxic to femininity. I'm going to spread for everybody because I can have sex just like a man. I can do what I want when I want. I don't have to wait, and get to know him first. Why should I? I'll just go ahead and screw him now. Studies have shown, according to Shahrazad Morgan, she had seen a study that showed that the majority of women who do that are intoxicated, which means you need to control your alcohol if alcohol is making you spread for everybody. And I mentioned before that St. Louis is having a comeback with syphilis. So all that screwing has repercussions, right? It's self-deprecating, it is self-disrespectful. And if you look at a man's nature, whether we want to admit it or not, a man's nature is to be competitive. A man's nature is to go after what he wants. A man's nature is to struggle to get what he wants. And when he gets it, he has pride. And I've always used this story, which is what men do all the time. They go to bed, early. They get up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning in the cold, trudging through the forest. Okay. I gotta disappear for a second. Trudging through the forest, wearing a whole bunch of layers of clothes so he don't freeze to death, so he could get that deer. Once he gets that deer and he's losing sensation in his toes, he's losing sensation in his hands, he's really, really, really cold. I mean, when he talks, if he were to speak, you could see the cold air come from his mouth. He wants to fight for that buck. He doesn't want you to kill the buck and drop it on his front door. Drop it at his front door. He doesn't want that. He doesn't take pride in that because he didn't work to get it. You just handed it to him. You don't have to get out of your nice warm bed. I killed it for you. He don't want that. He don't want that. He wants to fight for it. He has more respect for it when he works for it. Well, you are no different. Now, a man is probably born horny. That's just the nature of a man. Okay? That doesn't mean that you're supposed to give it to him the minute he persuaded you to do it. Here's where it gets twisted. A man will persuade you to give it to him and drop all these sexual jokes that are not jokes at all. They're designed to see what your reaction is. I'm not dumb. I know how this works. He pushes and pushes and pushes and pushes for it. And then when he gets it, he dismisses you. Like, thanks, bitch. Bye. She ain't nothing but a hoe. He don't have respect for you because you gave it to him. Okay? He wants to work for it. Yes, he's pushing for it because he's not going to turn it down. You, on the other hand, need to put the brakes on and say, you know what? Yo, dude, I don't operate like that. So, I mean, I think you're great. You're a handsome guy. You're very smart. You know, you're ambitious. You have a lot of great qualities, but I'm looking for a relationship. I'm not looking to get laid. I can get laid from anyone at any time. So I'm looking for more. So I wish you the best. You and I just don't have anything in common. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be hateful. You just tell them, you know, we're not on the same page. It's not what I'm looking for. You don't give something special to everyone. You just don't. But that's the society we live in. And for women who are fast, for women who are loose, and I'm not condemning you, I'm just telling you factually, you're going to wind up alone in the future because I don't care what's hip to do and what everybody's doing. Everybody's going to find themselves depressed. Everybody's going to find themselves depressed, anxious, too embarrassed to go to their doctor to get medication, which means they're going to get worse. And for some people, they might commit suicide because they feel like I'm not worth anything. Nobody loves me. Nobody cares about me. I've been used my entire life. So spreading your legs for everybody has repercussions. Okay? It has repercussions. And here's the weird part, you know. Women who don't spread, we don't get men either. Because men don't care about, I'm not going to say all men because that isn't fair. A lot of men don't give a damn about a relationship either. And they're going to have the same problems. They're going to have, you know, they're going to be alone. They're going to be, you know, reaching older age where, and I've said this in the video for them, you know, their looks are starting to change and they're gaining, you know, maybe getting a little bit of a bare belly if they don't work out or walk in the woods or do some kind of physical activity. They're going to gain weight. They're going to have ED problems and all of that. And they will have no partner by their side because their whole life was based on screwing. Their whole life was based on numbers. I'm going to collect as many booties as I can. And then I'm just going to live my whole life that way. I'm going to be, you know, instant gratification. Well, the end result is the same for men as it is for women. Anxiety, depression, sadness, loneliness, and potentially suicide. For some people, they'll commit suicide. You know, and I've said this time and time again, there's always repercussions. Okay? There's always repercussions. And just because you are, let's say you're the type that you only are intimate inside of a relationship. That doesn't mean your partner is. That doesn't mean that they're monogamous. They could be the biggest hoe around. But you assume that you guys are monogamous because that's the bullshit that they told you. I went through that with Hippie. This little son of a bitch I was with last year. Lying ass motherfucker. But we're not going to go there. Pardon my French. Anyway, I can't stand liars. Ugh. Makes me cringe. It sends a chill down my spine when people are full of shit. But anyway, moving right along. The person might perpetrate monogamy to you, and they are no more monogamous than the next person. But they know that you are the type that will only be intimate inside of a relationship. So they're going to put on the relationship hat so that they can get you where they want you. Okay? If we want better results for people who actually want a relationship, you can't start off by screwing someone. You cannot win the prize by going straight to the home run. Let's skip first base and second base and go straight to third base and just, hit a home run naked. That does not get you a partner that gets you laid. A man doesn't feel close to you just because he had sex with you. Let me repeat that. A man does not necessarily feel close to you just because he had sex with you. In our mind, oh, we were naked and we were looking in each other's eyes and we were kissing deeply and moaning and groaning and held each other and we said all these deep things and, passionate, intense orgasms. Honey, please. Once he's done emptying his nuts, he can zip up his fly and skip down the road without even saying goodbye. And in your mind, that was a romantic interlude. And for him, it was just emptying his nuts and going through the motions of having emotions for you. Going through the motions of having emotions. And they're good at that. They're good at pretending, oh, baby, I love you so much. Look into my eyes. Look into my, oh, yeah. Oh, and then he pops it off and you think that was beautiful and intense. In reality, that was an act. Not for every guy, but for a lot of guys, that's the way it is, whether you want to face that or not. So if we want relationships in the future and we want something solid, you have to build a house on a solid foundation. Same thing I told the guys. You have to build a house on a solid foundation. Building a house on quicksand makes the house sink. And having sex with everybody in hopes of someone taking you seriously is a guarantee to sink the house. You have to treasure your body. You have to value your body. You have to know that you are special. And when you know that you're special and you have respect for yourself, your clothes will stay on. Because you know how valuable your body means to you. And if somebody can't respect that, there's the door, get out. Bye. There's the door, get out. I don't have to persuade you to care about me. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Bye. I look at it like this. You're going to treat me like crap whether I give you sex or I don't. So I'm going to err on the side of caution and keep my damn knees shut. Okay? When you know that you have a lot more to offer than your body, you're going to behave in a different way. You're going to behave in a different way. You're going to realize that there's so much more to you than, body parts. And once you come to that realization and you start to self-love, you will realize that I don't really need none of you fools unless you can step up to the plate. Because I'm getting to know me. I've been single since I was divorced. And I've been divorced for a long time. Okay. I don't really know how long. More than 10 years ago. I don't know. It was a long time. I've been single. I've not been in any relationship. I was in a manipulationship. And some people attempted to play me and I wasn't having it. So they got kicked to the curb. Okay. I'm not that desperate for somebody. I don't give a shit. Either you step up to the plate and show me that you have some brain cells that actually work and you want something more than wetting your wand. Otherwise, there's the door. Get out of my face. And I'll say it in a nice way or a not so nice way. It depends on my mood. I'm not McDonald's. I'm not serving billions. It is not my job to serve the community with my V. I'm not doing it for anyone. I don't give a shit. I want to be respected. I want to be appreciated. And if we live in a society where the only thing valuable on you is what's between your legs, I put dry shampoo and I'm hoping it doesn't shine too much on camera. Anyway, I want to be respected. I want to be treated like a lady. And if no one can do that anymore because the only thing they see me as is a walking vagina, then get the freaking hell out of my face. Go to hell. I will be alone the rest of my life. Now, was I married before? Yes, I was married twice. Now, in an ideal marriage, which I didn't have, or else I'd still be married. The first one, both of them were emotionally unavailable. The second one is a malignant narcissist, the most selfish person you could ever know. Never was faithful. I didn't know that until after divorce. He was never faithful. Typical narcissist. I didn't know anything about narcissism back then either, so I had a lot to learn. To say the least, I had a lot to learn. I know now, and I teach other people, and I coach other people. In an ideal marriage, it's actually, the perks are, notice I didn't say screwing, I said marriage. And I mean marriage with the right person. Okay. In an ideal situation, you are a partnership. You always have someone to come home to. When you go through things, you don't have to go through them alone unless you're married to a narcissist. Then you will go through it alone. I don't give a shit if your heart has issues, or your mom died, or whatever went sideways in your life. If you're with a narc, you will go through it by yourself. So you might as well be single. But in an ideal situation, you go through it together. Anything that you all go through, you go through together. I didn't have the ideal situation. You're on the same team. You have each other's back through thick and thin. You do little gestures of respect. Hey, babe, I just wanted to call you and say, I was thinking about you today. You wore that sexy blue dress yesterday. Oh, you looked hot. If I wasn't so busy, I'd come home early. You know what I'm saying? So you can get the screwing inside of a marriage with a connection, with a partnership, with real love. You don't have to reduce your life to orgasms. If you're lucky, you get an orgasm, if the person knows what they're doing. You could have everything if you're with the right person. But you're not going to find the right person by spreading your legs open. You're not going to find the right person that way. You're not. Unless you're 1 in 1,000 and you just happen to find someone who thinks with something other than his penis. Good luck finding that. Some guys do, but yeah. It's too easy for them to fall into that bottomless pit. It's all about screwing. Orgasms don't take bills away. Orgasms do not, prevent you from getting sick. It doesn't prevent your parents from dying. It doesn't prevent your pet from dying. It doesn't help you get a degree in college. You don't have to go to college. You just go one day and they're like, you know what? You give me some sex and I'll give you a degree now. You ain't getting a degree now. You're going to get it in 4 years if you bust your chops for it. Orgasms can go but so far in life. It's nothing. It's only that important in real life. There's so many other things that are much, much more imperative to focus on other than screwing and screwing and screwing and screwing. I don't understand why our society is so obsessed with fucking. But unfortunately they are. And until both genders, all genders, whatever, until people get a clue and realize that there's a lot more depth to life, a lot of us are going to stay single. Especially those of us that want more out of life than just a screw. We want a partner that we are connected to like that. Not just someone we do this for, but someone who we're connected to. Mind, body, heart, and soul. Not just fucking, not just orgasms, not just wetting a dick, but actually having a connection, because that's deeper. With the first one, he was dead emotionally. The communication was non-existent, and I got tired of holding up a marriage by myself single-handedly. I might be good, but I'm not that good where I could just hold up a marriage by my damn self. I got tired of that. And so I started to shut down, and I started to no longer communicate, because there's no point in communicating to someone who's, yeah, I heard what you said. And I got tired of that. So I shut down. And once a person in the marriage relationship shuts down, it's you're done. Your relationship is on the downward spiral to divorce town. Okay. So we need depth out of life. We need real connection. We need to not act like men, screwing and skipping away, because that doesn't hurt you. I mean, excuse me, it doesn't hurt him as much as it hurts you. Because men don't give a shit. They could screw you. You could scream their name in multiple languages, and you swing from the ceiling and screw upside down and swing from the swings, push a button and the wall opens up and toys come through, sex swings, fly through the wall and everything. I mean, you could do every freaky deaky thing in the world and still be empty. Because sex doesn't fill you. Love fills you. A connection fills you. Someone could squirt off in you and you'll be full, but you won't be full in your mind, body, heart, and soul. Just your body. And there's more to life than a body. Okay? We have to bring back old-fashioned, I don't want to say rules, but basically, yeah, we need to go back to old-fashioned, old school, where we're not screwing right away. We're going to get to freaking know each other, okay? With our clothes on. Anybody who can't handle that, what do I say? There's the door, get out. I don't have to give you nothing. I don't owe you nothing. I don't care if every woman you've ever met screws you the minute you say, to say hi, you just go, ha, and she's like, oh yes. She takes her clothes off and boom. I don't give a shit if every woman does that for you. I'm not. So you need to go skip down the road and be with them. Life is too short to waste it with stupidness. So here's what we could do, okay? And let's just say you are highly promiscuous, and some people are, a lot of people are. It's not too late to say, you know what? That's not working for me. I'm still single. I can make a phone call and get laid, but I'm still single. And when everything hits the fan, I have to deal with it alone. And I'm getting tired of that. So you know what? I'm going to keep my clothes on. And I'm going to make people, well, not make them, but I'm going to encourage them to get to know me with my clothes on. If they don't want to, they don't have to. There's the door. But I want my life to be enriched. So if you were promiscuous before and you just didn't give a shit, you met and screwed, and that's just how you roll. You can always change that. You could stop that today, right now. And come to the realization that I'm valuable. I'm precious. I don't give valuable things to anybody. They haven't earned it. They haven't worked for it. They haven't tried to get to know me on a level other than that, which means they don't care. If you don't care, then you're not getting it. Okay? You are precious. You are beautiful. You are talented. You have unique things that make you you. Nobody can be you like you can. Let's talk about something else. For those of you that haven't had a decent relationship with your father was useless. He was never connected to you. He was selfish. He was non-existent. Some of you may not even know who your dad is. Some truth comes out with DNA tests. People do I don't know where my manicure set went. Darn it. Anyway, some people have found out some dirty little secrets when they've done their DNA tests. They found out that the people they thought were, their father is not. Your father, or lack of a decent father, can set the stage for you to have some really crappy relationships in the future. It sets the stage for empty relationships and for relationships with men that are emotionally empty. Here's the good news. Here's the good news. If you keep your legs shut and keep your mind open, you will learn that your past is not an indicator of your future. That is what you grew up with. You weren't taught nothing positive about men because your father was not a role model. He was a freaking asswipe, right? That's okay. That's okay. You can write down, get a pad and paper, or do it on your phone, whichever you prefer. And you can write down what qualities you want in a man. Okay? Kind, loving, loyal, faithful, honest, ambitious. Height, you can work with that because the package that you think your ideal man to, the ideal package that you want him to come in, it may not come in that package. So you may have to be a little more flexible. You want him to be tall. The guy you meet that steals your heart might be not so tall. So you have to be flexible. You cannot be, he's got to be 6 feet tall with black hair and blue eyes. And if he doesn't come in this package, I'm out of here. Be flexible. All right. So write down the qualities that you want. Keep your clothes on. Now, this is what's going to happen when you keep your clothes on, because I've already been down this road. So I'm warning you in advance. Because not all men, all right? But a lot of men's egos are exploding with arrogance because they're used to women spreading so fast that has become the norm for them, okay? They're used to that. We talked for 10 minutes and your clothes are still on and I don't understand why. Well, because you're not dealing with everybody else, you're dealing with me. Where in the hell? I want my manicure set. Okay, I'm going to disappear. Real life, people, real life. I hate jagged nails. It's one of my pet peeves. I can't stand that. It drives me insane. I don't know where my manicure set went, but I guess I'll find it eventually. But in the meantime, guys are going to wonder why you're not spreading, and they're going to get an attitude, and they might even fake an attitude, but he's serious, but he's doing it as a joke. Oh, you might even get attacked. Oh, you're a prude, huh? You're a prude. You're one of them. You don't like sex, do you? And I've been told that. A guy asked me that because I wasn't. He said, here's the bullshit that he said. Oh, so much of what he said was bullshit. Don't you even worry. Lots of what he said was bullshit. He said, do you like sex? If I have a real connection with somebody, but I'm not just going to hand sex to everybody. That's not what I do. I thought that was a weird question. He goes, oh, well, because the reason I'm asking is because my ex-girlfriend was kind of a prude and she didn't like sex and, da-da-da-da. And let me tell you what he's trying to pull when he says that. He's trying to make you prove that you're not by giving him some sex. Preferably freaky sex. Because, she was just a prude and she acted like she was the Virgin Mary. Don't believe that. That's a mind fuck. He's trying to mess with your brain and make you do, it's like reverse psychology. I'm going to accuse you of being a prude you're probably a prude like my ex-girlfriend. Because I want you to give me some sex to prove that you're not a prude. You think I'm stupid? I'm 56 years old. I wasn't born yesterday morning, so I've been around the block a time or two, and I know what a mind screw is, and that is a mind screw. Okay? Let me give it to you so I can prove to you that I love it. Get the hell out. I don't have to prove shit to you. Got it? Good. And I'm automatically in the power seat because you'll do anything to get up in here. You will lie, cheat, steal, cry, and say I love you, rub an onion across your eye to create tears to say I love you. You'll do whatever to get up in there. When I know that you're that desperate for it, that puts me in the power seat. When I'm in the power seat, I'm in control. And it's my decision, not yours. So you can try whatever trickery you want to try, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I don't have to prove shit to you. Okay? There's two things in life. I've heard people say there's two things in life that I have to do. Stay pecan tan and die. Those things I have to do. Anything outside of that? No. Especially when it comes to pleasing you because you got a king complex. Get the hell out of my face. Here's another one that reduces life to body parts. Such a tiny percentage of real life. It's just so asinine and ridiculous. And it's like a drug. People are addicted to it. And it just makes no sense to me. But I'm weird that way. Anyway, move right along. So write down the things that you want in a partner. Some things you may have to be flexible on. And like I said, the package may not come the way you want it to. So you're going to have to be flexible on some things, okay? And there's some tricks in the book that guys try to pull. They go out on nighttime dates because they're hoping that, especially if there's alcohol involved, or not even alcohol involved, but preferably when there's alcohol involved. I'm too intoxicated to drive home, insinuating that he wants to spend the night at your house. So to avoid things like that, go out for brunch, go out for lunch, go out on day trips where you're back by evening time. You kiss him on the cheek and said, I had a great time. Be prepared for, I can't drive at night. I can't see that good. It makes me nervous to drive at night. He wants to stay at your place. Don't allow him to do that. If he's a gentleman, have him get a hotel room. And if he's so worried about driving at night, maybe y'all should do something in the daytime, and by 5 o'clock in the evening, the date is over. You do something all day, and then by 5 o'clock at night, especially in the summer, it don't get dark until 8. 5, 6 o'clock at night, you can carry yourself home if he lives out of town. So there's all kinds of tricks that they pull, and you have to be hip to those tricks, okay? I had one guy, he wanted more alcohol. I don't drink alcohol, which I'm sure did not work to his best interest because he would like to have gotten me intoxicated so that I would just spread for him. And that wasn't going to freaking happen. And I don't give a shit. And I am well versed on all of those little tricks. So, no. But anyway, so what he did was, you're going to see me fanning myself. Oh, warm. What he did was he said, after we had something to eat, he said, is there any more alcohol here in town? Do any hotels have alcohol? And I said, I don't have a clue. Like if they have a bar or something. I said, I don't have a clue. So he was going to try. I stayed in the car. He went in the hotel to see if they had a bar, but he took his sweet time. He stayed in there for probably, I don't know, 6 to 8 to 10 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. I don't really know. But it felt like a really long time. How long does it take you to walk in there and see if they have a bar? It don't take long. Okay? He was trying to be sneaky. So he was hoping that I would go in there and say, what's going on? Why is it taking so long? What's going on? So that he could say, well, since we're both in here, why don't we get a room? I'm not stupid. I'm hip to the stupid little childish games they play. They try to put you in a scenario where you're backed against a wall and they feel like you have no choice but to give it up. Do not fall into that trap. Do all guys do that? No. But is it typical for them to run game? Yes, it is. The oldest trick in the book. Let me put you in a scenario where you have to give me some. Or we're staying somewhere overnight and there's pressure because we're staying in the same bed or whatever. I mean, come on. Don't. You're not getting it, period. I don't even know your ass. Okay? So don't fall for the games and the bullshit. Don't fall for being told that now you're a prude and Are you sure you're not a lesbian? Because you're not responding to me. I never have a problem. Women are always attracted to me. And what's wrong with you? Do you have any hangups? Did you have any? Did you grow up in a home where your parents taught you that sex was terrible? I mean, it sounds to me like you got some mental hangups. Don't let somebody bully you into giving up the draws. You ain't giving it up, period. If you don't like it, get the fuck out of my face. Don't insult me and expect me to give you some, dumb ass. It doesn't work like that. So, but get prepared for that. Okay? Get prepared. Stand your ground. I'm not giving it up, period. I don't know your ass from a can of paint, and I'm not in a situation where I just hand it over to strangers. I don't know what you're used to, but you're not getting that from me because I want something solid. I don't want a relationship built on sex. Those relationships do not work that well. A lot of times, most of the time, they don't work because they're not built on anything solid. They're not built on love, honor, integrity, respect, genuine love, the urge to protect each other, look out for each other. It's based on penis and vagina. How fucking far in life is that going to go? Not very far. Okay? Not very far. It's a biological act. Whoopie-doo. It doesn't have anything to do with the everyday life. It doesn't have to do with this person wanting to protect you. It doesn't have anything to do with, I want to give my heart to you forever because it's so hard to find a quality person. And now that I found you, I don't want to do anything to screw it up. Penis and vagina is not the same as I want to be with you forever. It's just a physical act. We don't need to give it more power than it needs to have. It's just a physical act only. And it doesn't hold any weight. It has no power to do anything in life. Regardless of a man, not all men, but a lot of men think that if they wave their dick in the air, glitter falls out of the sky and all your problems get resolved because their penis is that powerful. It has that much influence. It doesn't have the power to do shit except break people's hearts, especially if the penis is attached to someone who doesn't have the ability to feel anything other than physical. And people are going to realize that things are changing in our world so hard and so fast. All we have is each other. Let me say that again. All we have is each other. And, relationships can be a beautiful thing with the right person. And it has nothing to do with sex. It has to do with a connection, a real connection. Connecting physically is only a physical connection. It means nothing by itself. But it means a whole lot more when there's real love behind it. And let me tell you something else, because we're going to get raw up in here today. And for all of y'all, okay. For those of you, women, who are narcissistic, manipulative, you deliberately seek out good men so you can stomp on their heart with your high-heeled shoe. You can sniff a good man out 100 miles away. Stop destroying people because I believe in karma. That shit's going to bite you on your ass so hard and your life is going to be miserable when it's all said and done. So I strongly suggest, if you are one of those, that you turn your life around and get your ass in some serious therapy. Because some of y'all are messing with men who would be great for the rest of us, but by the time he dealt with you, his brain is so twisted, he thinks that down is up and up is down because of what you've done to him. Get your ass in some therapy, because we don't want to deal with somebody who has lost his mind, hates women, wants to be celibate the rest of his life. And yes, I met someone like that, a man who wants to be celibate forever, and I am not kidding, he's serious as a heart attack. If you are a poisonous individual, get your ass some therapy. And stop ruining good men, because by the time we get them, he don't trust none of us. He don't care that he feels that you are a good person and that you have a good heart and that you're not a liar and a thief and everything. He doesn't give a shit, because the pain of what he's been through overrides everything else. Next thing you know, he's a robot. He can't feel nothing no more because the one time that he did feel, he was destroyed. Get your ass some therapy. And stop being a psychotic bitch. Get your god dang ass some therapy. And if somebody in your family, we're going to go there. If somebody in your family is toxic and they taught you to be toxic, you cut them off. And I mean permanently. Because as long as you continue to have a relationship with them, you're going to be screwed up in your head for the rest of your life. And every guy that you deal with will be screwed up in his head for the rest of his life. And on and on and on and on and on. Next thing you know, all of us are twisted. It is not uncommon for an entire family to be toxic. And they teach each other how to be toxic. They get married and have children. They get married to a toxic person, and they teach their children how to be toxic. And the generational curses continue and continue and continue and continue. You be the change. You break the cycle. Because I have met men who have been destroyed by women. Pissed me off, and I wanted to wring her damn neck. Because he would have been a good man had he not met you. So if you're a toxic, poisonous person, get your ass some help and cut your family off. If the root of why you are the way you are is your family or what you went through in the past, get you some help. Get you some help. Because it's gonna catch up to you. Everything that you do will catch up to you. The hatred that you spill all over the place like a toxic spill, it will catch up with you. So knock it off. Be prepared for your karma because it's coming. It's coming. I've seen people get their karma and I don't feel bad for them. What did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? You were just going to destroy people for the rest of your life and sit there and eat bonbons and laugh at the evil that you've done? It's going to catch up with you, I promise. For the rest of you who aren't twisted in the head, when you do meet someone, if you meet someone, don't become what they want you to be. Be yourself because you're good at being you. Don't try to change to morph into what you think he would like better. Be yourself. If he can't handle how you are, he's not the person for you. Okay? He's not the person for you. Here's another thing. Because the majority of people only care about screwing, that leaves the rest of us alone, especially the rest of us that are not going to trade a piece of ass for a relationship. Well, since I can't get a relationship, I'll just screw everybody and I'll have 10 minutes of pleasure and that'll be my life. 10 minutes of pleasure with everybody I meet. For those of us who don't want that, we want a solid, I'm not looking for anyone. But for people who want a solid relationship, if you cannot find one because people are just all about your genitals, and I don't care about you as a person, all I care about is your V. You need to learn to be patient until the right person comes along who values something more than vagina. And B, learn to be okay with being alone. Because if you don't want to be alone with you, why would someone else want to be alone with you? And I've said that for years. If you can't be alone with you, how and why would you expect someone else to want to be alone with you? Develop a relationship with yourself. Learn yourself. Learn what makes you happy. Learn what makes you tick. Resolve the baggage from the past, because I'm going to tell you the same thing I told the guys. If you don't resolve the issues from the past, you pack them in a suitcase and you carry them into every single relationship. And the suitcase gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's expanding because of all the drama that continues to build because there was never any resolution. Don't bring your suitcase into a possible connection with someone else. Take time off from dating and getting to know people and fall in love with you. Not in a narcissistic way, But I want you, and I've told y'all this before, I'm giving you homework. I want you to get a notepad, one of those sticky notes, and I want you to put positive affirmations all over your house. I am beautiful. I am worthy. I am great just the way I am. I'm loving. I have a huge heart. I'm an excellent guitar player, whatever it is that you are good at. I want you to take those sticky notes and put confirmations all over your house, or all over your refrigerator, or all over your mirror in the bathroom, wherever you want to put them is totally up to you. I'm enough. I am beautiful, and I am worthy. And I want you to say that every single day that you have breath in your body. Because when you believe it, you say it enough, you believe it. When you believe it, you become that. Before you know it, you metamorphosize into a gorgeous butterfly. You went from an insecure caterpillar. You came out of your cocoon and you became a beautiful, gorgeous butterfly. But it takes time for that to happen. And you need positive affirmations. So you need to feed them to yourself, especially if you were not taught that growing up. I am beautiful. I am enough. I am smart. Whatever you want your positive affirmations to be. And I want you to say them every single day until you believe it. Once you believe it and it makes its way into your brain, it makes its way through your body. When it makes its way through your body, you begin to change. You begin to get a glow in your face. You look happy. You radiate positivity because you have absorbed it. That possibly could attract the right person. And if it doesn't, it's okay. Because you don't want to settle for anyone. And when you stop dating for a long time and you work on yourself and you learn your hobbies and you work on those positive affirmations and you get into yoga, meditation, all of this is loving yourself. Once you get into that and you get into a routine, a relationship won't be the most important thing in the world to you anymore. You won't be desperate. You won't be lonely. Because what did I tell y'all before? Desperation and lonely get you taken advantage of. Men can smell desperation a mile away. They can detect loneliness, low self-esteem, the way you walk with your head down. When you talk to people, you kind of talk like this. You put, no. Put that chin up. Watch your posture. Carry yourself like, I'm confident. And what's your point? I'm confident. Because people that are predators, we're going to go there. People that are predators, look for your body language. Slumped shoulders, face down, soft spoken. When you shake their hand, you kind of shake with a dead fish. No. Put those shoulders back. Put that chin up. Give yourself positive affirmations every single day. Get into yoga. If your job is tearing you apart, baby, look for another job. Look into creating a business for yourself. Because you can't heal in a toxic environment, whether it's your family, your job, your kid who hates your guts, or whatever the situation is. You cannot heal in the same toxic environment that you stay in. Okay? Work on you, develop a relationship with you, show yourself the love that other people cannot show you. Once you do all of this, you will be enticing, hopefully, to the right person. But if not, it's okay. Let everybody have a hump fest. Let everybody have an orgy fest. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, because people are slow. Maybe, sometimes, a lot of times, they're so self-indulgent, sex, drugs, and alcohol, and that's all they care about. They will realize that X amount of years down the line, none of that got them, they didn't get a solid relationship out of that. They got self gratification. That's not pleasing. It's only pleasing for now. It doesn't give you long term. A relationship, a real relationship, not a sex ship, but a relationship gives you long term. But if you don't ever get that, fall in love with you, develop a relationship with you, give yourself the love that other people can't give, keep your damn legs shut, open up your heart to yourself, and work on you. Shoulders back, chin up. Don't talk to people like this. Yeah, I'm kind of shy, so yeah, hi. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No. Shoulders back, chin up. Carry yourself like, I'm confident. So if you're interested, fine. And if you're not, fine. I know how to go to Starbucks and get my favorite latte. I don't need a man to do it. Now, if you want to take me, I will be happy to go there. Be a gentleman, and I'm going to be a lady, and we'll have a really good time. Otherwise, I'll take myself to Starbucks. I'm just using that as an example. And I will have a good time regardless. Okay? Much love. I hope this was helpful to you. And if you need to change your life around, change it and watch positive, good things happen for you. Much love.